Hi guys, if you are watching the replay, I guess just drop me a purple heart. Y'all, does this happen to anyone else? Like, I feel like I should look at myself before I press the live button. Okay, I'm gonna tag a couple of friends, even though I'm nervous. I'm so nervous, y'all. Okay, if y'all don't know me, I get very, very nervous even now, which probably sounds very, very silly, but I'm gonna go through and tag. Look at how many girls on my team are in this group. I am so proud right now. So if you're joining me, drop me some purple hearts. Even if you're watching live, we're just dropping purple hearts, okay? So I'm getting some people on. I see you guys popping on, tagging a few more. Okay, hey guys, hey Jen, hey Jess, hey Carrie, hey Jessica. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I am not the most professional live trainer. I can be professional if I need to be professional, but like, I'm not. This is not a professional moment. My hair is still half wet from the shower because anyway, I don't know how to manage my time, okay? I'm so excited to talk to y'all. Okay, so I was asked to talk to you guys about SeneStar, but they didn't ask me to like break down the trip, okay? That's not what they asked. They asked me to talk about like different ways that I am going about earning the trip, right? So that's kind of like that's different, right? I didn't ask because I didn't want to ask for permission, but like, I don't feel like they're asking me to break down the trip. So, anyway, I should probably start by saying, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Morgan Zambrano, and I started with SeneGence in March of 2017. So it's been like 4.5 years, which is totally crazy. And the biggest things to know about me is that I am actually very introverted, which I know is probably crazy because on live video I'm like, but I am very introverted. I'm very terrified of life, terrified of everything. But when I started, before I started, we're going to backtrack. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. Is that okay? I hope that's okay. I don't normally do that, but I feel pulled to for whatever reason. So anyway, let's go back like 5 years ago. Okay. I had just had my second baby, okay? And so I had just had my second son. His name is Gavin. He just started kindergarten. He kissed a girl yesterday. Can we not be kissing girls in kindergarten? Anyway, I'm a squirrel. So 5 years ago, I had my second baby, and I came home from the hospital, and for whatever reason, that's my first time I ever remember very actively having like a high level of anxiety. Don't get me wrong, I've probably had anxiety all of my life, but I walked through the threshold of my door and broke down. I had a brand new baby. I should have been happy. And instead I walked through the threshold of my door and literally broke down, started bawling. Still remember it to this day. Because for some reason, just walking through the threshold of my door, I realized I only had 6 weeks with my baby at home before I had to go back to work. And with my first son, I was a single mom. And so the idea of staying home with him had never even crossed my mind. I was a single mom. Single moms are warriors. Like, I went to work every single day to put a roof over our head, to pay our bills. Like, I was making it happen, and I was proud of myself. And when I had my second baby and he came into a whole different world, I was very happily married to the best man in the world. And everything was great. And I had to go to work, and I had to be away from him, and I hated my job. My job was awful. And I don't say that to be dramatic. I had to evict people, and if you know my personality, I don't really like setting people out on the corner. So anyway, I did not like my job at all, and I was only gonna have 6 weeks with my baby. And 6 weeks came and went, and obviously I had to go back to work. I didn't know there was another way. We were living paycheck to paycheck, so even the idea of going part-time or cutting hours was not possible. We were both working overtime back then. My husband was actually working nights back then just to be able to make $2 more an hour. And I never stopped crying about it, ever. Everyone told me it would get easier, and it didn't. It never did. And so if you're the mom that's dropping off your kid and you're still crying after 6 months, that was me. It never got easier. And so a friend introduced me to LipSense, and I was like, no. $55 for lipstick? Are you joking? I didn't even pay $7 for lipstick. There was no way I was gonna pay $55 for lipstick. Like $55? Is that a joke? Like there was no way. There was no way that was gonna happen. Like this was when I thought going to Applebee's was fancy and we were lucky to order off of the 2 for $20 menu, you guys. Like I did not have $55. There was no way. And so finally one day, thankfully, she brought it to my work so that I could try it. And hello, if you can't afford a $55 lipstick, you want to try the $55 lipstick because it feels fancy. It feels like luxury. I was like, you're going to let me try this? It's like being able to touch a Louis Vuitton bag, you guys. Like, I was like, I get to try the $55 lipstick? Like, yes, please. And this is where I made a mistake, but also changed my life because I put the lipstick on and was like, I mean, I don't even have it on right now. I only have a gloss on. But I was like, wait, what? And she was like, what? And I was like, this doesn't come off. She was like, well, I know, that's what I've been telling you. And I was like, but like this literally doesn't come off. And she was like, I know, that's what I've been telling you. And so what I didn't tell you guys is that I'm actually like a super nerd, like super, super nerd. That's one of the reasons I'm talking to y'all about SeneStar, because I'm the only person, not the only person, but I'm one of the only people that like loves numbers. Like tell me all the numbers. I could probably tell you every single number of tier in SeneStar because I love numbers. And so I'm a science girl and I was like, how is this not coming off? How is this physically possible? How is this scientifically possible? Again, I'm probably one of the only people in this company who gets excited by the term molecular bond. I actually understand what that means. I was like, molecularly bonded to my lips? What is this? This is science on my face. So I fell in love. I literally fell in love with a passion about the fact that technology and cosmetics had come together and combined. Okay, so this is my nerdiness showing. Very, very, very passionate about the SeneGence products and how they work, you guys. So anyway, fast forward 5 months. I was literally setting aside $25 from every single paycheck every 2 weeks to collect lip scents, to collect every little lip scents. $25 every 2 weeks. It was set in my budget. My husband was okay with it. $25. So when you suddenly are interested, when you can get someone to try the product, I will tell you right now, this all ties into what I'm going to talk about because I'm telling you steps to help you get products, okay? And so, or to help you get sales, which ties into SeneStar. So once I tried it, I went from going, oh my gosh, it's $55 to, okay, I'm going to literally put lipstick into my budget because I have to have this, okay? So get people to try the product, and once they understand the value, they could turn into someone like me. So literally every 2 weeks, like clockwork, I was picking out a new color, I was picking out a new gloss. We had it literally set in our budget because I was very passionate about the fact that I had science on my face, okay? So then my distributor made a random post. Literally, she'd never asked me to host a party ever, but she made a random post that was like, do you want a free lip color, host a party? Free? I can get a color for free? Like, I don't have to put this in my budget? Like, okay, sounds good. If it's free, it's for me. So, like I said, I'm teaching you some little tips and tricks along my story here. So if you are not even making posts about hosting parties, make a post. She had probably made 50 posts and I probably had never seen them. But for some reason, that one caught my eye. For whatever reason, that day I needed a free color, so I said yes. So I said yes to hosting a party, okay? My son at this point was almost a year old, I think, something like that. And so I hosted a party. Within the first 2 days of my party, it made $600. And I told y'all, I'm nerdy. I love numbers. And she didn't tell me your party made $600. She told me your party hit the second tier of hostess rewards, but I knew what that meant because I love numbers. I was like, what? My friends just paid $600? Paid you $600? My friends have money to buy lip scents? Like, I was shocked. Have you ever had a hostess who's like shocked that her customers even order anything? You should probably sign her up. I'm just saying. And so I instantly saw this opportunity for what it is. Some of you might have joined for the discount, and that's okay. Some of you might be here super casually, and that's okay. But when I tell you that when she made $600 in 2 days, I knew that this was my ticket to change my life. I knew that this was the vehicle. It's gonna make me cry. This was the vehicle that was gonna get me to be able to stay home with my babies. I knew from the day I joined, you guys. I have no sales background. Whew. I have absolutely zero sales background. I don't have friends, and I don't say that casually. I literally don't have any friends except for the people on my team. I have a lot of Facebook friends, but I don't talk to them in person. My husband calls me a hermit. I never leave my house except for to go to McDonald's or Target. I don't talk to people. I'm terrified of everything, but I wanted to stay home with my kids more than anything. And so I joined, and what I did, and one of my biggest tips for you, is I literally found out, because again, I'm nerdy, I'm going to keep mentioning that. I found out who the top sellers were in this company. I found out who the top leaders were in this company. I found out who the top 5 in every category were in this company. And that might sound crazy from someone who is brand new, but I didn't have experience. And if you want what someone has, you do what they do. So I stalked all of the girls back in 2017, all of them. I still know all of their information because I literally am like a computer. And knowing nothing, I just did what they did. That's it. I'm a carbon copy of all of the girls from 2017. And I got very lucky that that was the boom. Like there was a big boom, so there was a lot of girls to copy. But guess what? I soaked it all in. And within 9 months, I was able to quit my job and stay home with my babies. And I've been home with my babies for 3 years now, you guys. And I had a third baby. I cannot stop crying. I had a third baby who I've been able to be home with since he was born. Gosh. Ugh. I know my girls are watching. This is so embarrassing. But I can't tell you how much it meant to me to not have like a maternity leave, but to just be home and to know that I was going to be home with him. Sorry, guys. I was not even planning on talking about any of this. Whew. And so when I tell you that all of the information that you could ever need is already out there, it is. If you guys don't know who I am, my team has done $10 million in 4.5 years. All because I said yes and I stalked everybody else in this company. It's nuts, you guys. It's nuts, okay? But you have to have a reason. That's the first thing. You have to have a reason. It is very hard to have like a casual mindset and quit your job. To have a casual mindset and earn a car. To have a casual mindset and earn a trip. It's hard. And it's okay to be here casually. I love my team where they're at. Very few of my team want to get to the level that I am at. But if they do, they know that you gotta get out of your comfort zone. And you gotta do the things that you don't wanna do, which I'm finally gonna get into my notes in just a second. You gotta do the things that you go, ugh, that looks hard. Or, ugh, that looks really uncomfortable. Or, ugh, I don't know if I'm ever gonna do that. Or, I have to send that message. Yeah, you do. You do. If you wanna build your business to a very significant level to where you're earning a trip, which is why you're here right now, you do. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would earn a trip. But it's simple. I've been telling my girls, this is something I've been talking about a lot lately. At this point, I have over 1,000 women on my team. I'm very, very blessed. And I tell them, you're literally pressing buttons on a screen. My 9-year-old could do what we do. But we have fear. We are scared. We are worried about what other people think. Anyone can copy and paste. Anyone can post a selfie. Anyone. Literally, my 9-year-old could do this. He could. He knows how to read. He can follow directions. People don't want to follow the directions because they're scared. And you have to be able to get out of your comfort zone. And so your why has to be so big that you move, that it makes you move and it makes you do the hard things, okay? Anyway, so here we are, 4.5 years later. My entire life has changed. Entire life. I have purple hair now. I didn't have purple hair back then. I have a beautiful, 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 beautiful purple office that I'm obsessed with. I have a wonderful team, the Better Together Beauties. Sorry, that's backwards. You can't tell that says Better Together. And I have earned the SeneStar Trip multiple times. So let's talk about SeneStar now that we're 16 minutes in and I haven't even talked about anything. The first thing I'm going to tell you about the trip, and again, I'm very unconventional in my tips. I'm not breaking anything down for you. The first thing that you have to understand about these trips is that if you don't believe you're going to earn it, you're not going to earn it. I love you. I love all of you. If you're watching this video, I do. We're all Sene sisters. You're not going to earn the trip if you don't think that you can. Because if you don't think that you can, you're not going to take the scary actions that it takes to hit the PV, to grow the team. You're not going to send the messages when you're worried that they're going to ghost you or they're going to block you or whatever we come up with in our crazy minds. You're not going to do those things. But if you know, if you are sure that if I do everything these other people do, I'm going to get what they have. If you know for a fact that you're going to earn a trip to Turks and Caicos, like if you know that in your soul, you're going to send the messages and you're going to do the videos because you know what the outcome is going to be. Does that make sense? That's why it starts with the belief. It starts with, I know that there's a roadmap. I know it sounds crazy because you're like, this is such a big, I literally just copy and pasted what everybody else did. It's not a joke. That's literally how I've built my entire business. And then I finally started getting ideas of my own at like year 3. My first like 2 or 3 years was literally just watching everybody else. And everything I do, by the way, I'm not plugging myself in any sort of way. I'm just letting you know that like almost every single thing that I do is public. Everything. You can follow my stories. You can follow my posts. That's it. That's everything that I do. If you go to my stories right now, I'm digressing. Okay. But I want to tell you, if you go to my stories right now, I've done like a makeup video in my stories. I'm about to post a skincare video in my stories that I just did before I did this video. My personal page, oh my gosh, I need to not, because I need to talk about SeneStar. Focus, Morgan. I will get into my tips in just a minute, and all of those things are my tips. So you have to believe that you can earn this trip. But the other thing is, you have to know why you want to earn your trip. Why do you want to earn it? Because if you just want to earn it because you just want to earn it, again, that's not a strong enough why. When it gets hard, because it will, when things slow down, because they will, you're going to go, why am I doing this? I can go to Turks and Caicos. I don't know if I could have gone to Turks and Caicos without a trip, but like you might be able, you can buy a plane ticket and you can go to Turks and Caicos. Why do you need to earn a SeneGence trip? Why? You need to earn a SeneGence trip because 1, you've never experienced any sort of travel in your life like a SeneGence trip. It's highly unlikely anyone watching this video is that level of wealthy. I mean, if you are, that's amazing. But like a SeneGence trip is like someone picks you up at the airport with your name on a board and then shuttles you to the hotel where you have gifts waiting for you when you arrive. Where you walk into your hotel room and there's more gifts. Where you go to 5-star restaurants that like I could literally never in my life afford to go to. You guys, I got to have dinner at the bottom of the bridge in Sydney. What's that bridge called? There's a bridge in Sydney, Australia. Like at the bottom of the bridge, if you don't know this, there's a restaurant. And like I literally got to have dinner with Joni at the bridge in Sydney, Australia. It's nuts. It's literally nuts, you guys. Like, you're never going to experience a trip like a SeneGence trip. Like, I love you, but you're probably not. Okay? So that's 1. It expands your vision. Joni's, oh my gosh, I could go off on this. Joni's suite in Hawaii. Here's the thing. You don't even know some of these things exist. Did anyone else, like, this is a really personal question. I grew up very, very poor. I grew up very, very, very low income. Like, I don't want to talk about it. It'll make me cry. But I don't talk about my background very much, okay? I should. I'll get there someday. I'm not ready for those breakthroughs yet. I grew up very low income. And so when I tell you that I didn't know suites like that existed until 2 months ago, these things affect me on like a weird like childhood trauma level, okay? Like I walked into her suite and I was like, what? Like, this is in a hotel. It looks like a normal hotel, and then you walk in, and there's a grand staircase. And I was like, what? Like, it's like a hotel within a hotel. Did you guys know that existed? Because I didn't. And so these moments expand my vision to what I haven't even known exists. You guys, these trips are unlike anything, okay? So anyway, that's my weird information. So the next thing is that when you go on these trips, how many of you would love to know more Sene sisters? How many of you would like to have friends, running buddies, who are on your level or who are doing the things, who are running in the same direction as you even? How many of you would like people to collaborate with, to bounce ideas off of, to have people to talk to when you need to vent and when you're having a hard day and when you're having such a rough day that they're the ones that have to pull you back? Because what happens on these trips, and I'll cry again talking about them, I went to Australia and I didn't know anyone. Australia was the first trip that I earned. I didn't know anyone in this company yet. And I went on the trip to Australia. There was only 22 earners. And I got to spend 4 days with 22 of the top people in this company. And I would not be here today if it wasn't for them. I'm literally running a mega party right now with my friend Brittany, who I met in Australia. This is 4 years later, you guys, or 3 years later, or whatever. 3 years later, and I'm still collaborating with them daily. People that I wouldn't have met. We've all gone on to build $1 million teams, and none of us had back then. But it's because we came together on this trip, and we're like, whoa, we're similar. Whoa, do you know how hard it is to earn a trip? It's hard. I'm not going to tell you it's not. And so it's hard, but it's simple. But you're going to earn this trip and you're going to meet other people who earn trips. You're going to meet other people who work hard enough to earn a trip, who have the grit to sustain a 12-month qualification period. Let's talk about that. It takes 12 months to earn these trips, you guys. That's a long time. And so you get to meet these other people. You will meet your very best friends. Oh, why am I crying talking about my friends? Whew. You'll meet your very best friends on these trips. And again, for some of us need that, okay? So anyway, if you've ever wanted to meet, I'll name drop, let's see. How many of you would like to meet Katie Enos? How many of you would like to meet Jalen Schroeder or Molly Corder? Like Ashley Gardner? Oh my gosh. Tell me you don't want to meet these people, because you do. I know you do. We all do. I wanted to. The fact that I can message them now, guess what? I can message them now and they take my messages. Why? Because I've earned multiple trips. So I've had the experience of being able to be around them, which is amazing. Even now, I'm still a fangirl of all of those. That's why I brought them all up. But you want to meet them. And guess what? You get to have these little dinners. When we went to Australia, I still, to this day, will never forget, I went to a dinner. They split us up into 3 different dinners. And I was at dinner. Katie Enos was sitting right next to me for 4 hours. I was totally fangirling, trying not to freak out. I literally have stories. This is so embarrassing because now I can actually talk to Katie. But I had stories where I was taking pictures of my food, but then I'd be like, that's Katie. It's not a joke. And Ashley Gardner was across from me, and then Molly Corder was over here, and I was like, is this real life? It's I'm telling you, if you're a fangirl like I am, I'm a major fangirl. And yes, okay, you guys, this is the thing. I was not even talking about me. I literally was not talking about me. I don't even think about those things at all. But yes, you get to meet me. Honestly, if I'm going to put that out there, when I went to, Pamela is going to be this is the worst video ever. This is not a training. This is a talking session. So I want to give you guys real life, just real life stories. I'm a real human who had no friends and no money. That's me. That's my background. Okay. And so when I went on the trip to Australia, I didn't know anybody and nobody knew me, okay? I made friends with everybody else there that didn't have a crown. Everybody who didn't have a crown made friends, okay? So I made friends with all these other girls who didn't have crowns. They're still my best friends to this day. But nobody knew me. And then we had the pandemic, and so we didn't go on a bunch of trips. I earned Bora Bora, didn't get to go. I earned Hawaii, didn't get to go. And then I had a really great year last year, right? That's how most of you know me, is because I had this phenomenal year. My team did $4.6 million, which is nuts. And I shared ideas. Here's another tip. I should add this into my tips. Share ideas. And that might sound crazy, but an abundance mindset will get you so far in this business. People tell me things because I share things, because I share so publicly. If you've ever done Saving for Seminar, that was something I shared a couple of years ago. If you've ever done Mystery Bag Mania, I shared that back in February. If you've ever done a skincare challenge, the skincare challenge heard around the world, I introduced that in the 12 Days of Kissmas 2 years ago. I share these ideas with abundance, knowing that a rising tide lifts all boats, okay? So I've shared all of these ideas, which is another big reason why most of you probably know me. And so I went from a nobody in Australia to quite literally when I went to Hawaii, my husband was like, what is happening? Like, I cannot tell you the amount of people that took selfies with me. And so if you are the person right now who nobody knows and you're like, that'd be really kind of cool if even one person wanted to take a selfie with me. Yeah, that's me. Let me tell you, it was the coolest thing ever. I can't even tell you that it wasn't. I'm not going to be totally cool like Katie Enos or all of these other people and be like, oh yeah, if you want to, like, no, it's freaking cool. It is cool that people want to take pictures with me. That's cool. You can't tell me that it's not. And so anyway, if that's on your goals, I want you to understand that that is possible. But you have to be loud and you have to be willing to share and you have to care about the Sena sisterhood as a whole and SeneGence as a whole. The better SeneGence does as a company, the better we all do. So that's why I believe in sharing on such a great scale. So anyway, we have not even talked about the trip. So the trip to SeneStar, I promise I'm going to give you a few tips and we'll just wrap up. Yes, I make my girls wear my crown. There are some people who, I shouldn't say that. That's not true. You might think it's weird that I like to share my crown. I like to share my crown because you need to take a selfie in a crown. If you have not taken a selfie in a crown, somebody find me at Leaders and just take my crown. Don't take it. Like, I need my crown. But like, take my crown and take a selfie. Ask me if you can take a selfie in my crown. I will tell you yes, and I will love it. Okay, so Carrie, you just walk up and say, can I get a selfie? That's all I ever do. And then I literally put them on my vision board because I want to be like all of these people. Okay, so SeneStar, focusing. SeneStar is a mixture of sales and team sales, okay? Yes, they just announced that you can earn it just by selling, but it's like $500,000. So like, I love you, SeneGence, and if you're watching this, I love you and I appreciate you. But nobody watching this video is making $500,000 in sales. At least probably not this year, maybe next year. Y'all can put that on your vision board. I'm not aiming for $500,000 in sales. So I'm gonna tell you that you need to sell and you need to teach other people how to sell, okay? That's realistic. You need to do a little bit of both, okay? So how do I do both? Because both is hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. Doing both can be hard. It's like you have to balance the hats, and the hats are hard. We have lots of hats. We also have mom hats and wife hats and friend hats, if you guys have friends. We have lots of hats, okay? So balancing sales and team sales is hard. So one of the things, and I've never trained on this before, but I want to tell you guys this really quick for our more visual learners and our goal setting people. One of the things I do for my own PV, okay? For my own PV. Actually, I need to back up really quick again. I'm sorry, this is all over the place. My C personalities hate me right now. I'm not going to tell you how to earn this trip, which is probably controversial, and I hope Pam doesn't watch this, because the first thing I'm going to tell you is that if you want to earn a trip, you're going to learn how to earn the trip. You're going to go look in the back office and see the breakdown. Like, if I have to tell you, you need 15,000 PV, and like, if you want to earn a trip, you need to put in the effort to figure out just the numbers. Like, I shouldn't have to tell you that. You need to want to earn a trip. You have to have like some sort of skin in the game somewhere, okay? So I'm not gonna, like, I do have videos of the breakdown. Please don't hate me. Don't throw rocks. I have multiple videos of the breakdown of SeneStar, okay? But I truly feel like if you want to earn a trip, you can go in the back office and all the information's there. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you how I earn the trip. So, what I like to do for my personal PV is I like to put goals to my sales events, okay? So what I mean by that is, like, right now there is the, maybe I shouldn't talk about that. Right now, what do we have right now? I don't even know. The plump bundle, whatever that's called, the plump it up bundle. I don't even know. It's like 45 PV, okay? I'm making this up. I don't actually know. I think it's like 45 PV. So say it's 45 PV and you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to share about that. Okay, that's cool. But if you're like, oh, I'm going to share about that, that's also going to be your results a lot of the time. But if you're like, I'm going to share about that and I'm going to try to sell 10 of them so that I can get 450 PV, that's a goal. Because then when you know that you need to sell 10 of them, you go, okay, who in my customer group likes these types of colors. And then you can start to message people. And then you know who to tag. And then you can go, who's shown interest in the lip volumizer that might want it at like a bigger discount. And so when you turn it into an actual goal, it helps you to set actions. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. So I don't ever, literally ever go, oh, I'm gonna sell climate control today. I don't. I'm always like, I'm gonna sell 6 climate control, not 6. Why did I say 6? I'm gonna sell 10 climate control because that's 300 PV. And like, I'm not telling you that I always make these goals. I don't. But the specific goal makes me work harder, because instead of just saying, oh, I'll sell 1 and that's fine, or I'll sell none and that's fine, I'm like, I want to sell 10. What am I going to do to sell 10? Or maybe your goal is 3. Maybe 3 climate controls would be like the best day you've ever had. Go for it. That's amazing. But how are you going to sell those 3? Because I'm telling you, you're going to work harder to sell 3 than you're going to work harder to sell climate control. And so I put specific numbers to all of my events. And the reason that this works for me, I'm going to show you a little calendar, and this might hurt your brain. Some people don't like this, but I quite literally take my PV and I break it down into events. So this is an example, okay? And I'll drop this in the comments when I'm done. Or if any of my girls are watching, if you know where this is on our team page, you can drop this in the comments if you want. I posted this on my team page last month. So this is an album sale is 100 PV. A Facebook party, 100 PV. This is for my like newer businesses. These are achievable goals for anybody, okay? But I'm going to talk about this in a second. So maybe I have a Facebook party every Tuesday, Wednesday. It's 100 PV, 100 PV, 100 PV. Something called Wish List Wednesday that I do. 100 PV. Wish List Wednesday again. $40 Friday. I'm giving you guys some of my secrets right now. $40 Friday, 100 PV. Last month we had the Illuminator. I said sell 5, that's 115 PV. End of summer VIP event, 250 PV. Facial resurfacer, 105 PV. I literally take my whole goal for the month and I break it down by PV. And I break it down by PV because then if I have a Facebook party that does 300 PV, that doesn't take away from my wish list Wednesday, it just adds to my goal. It adds to my PV. It's always extra, okay? Every moment is an individual moment. So if anything goes above and beyond, that's awesome. But I have a plan. So I take my PV and I break it down into an actual plan. So when I tell you, that it takes 2,500 PV, 2,500 PV to earn SeneStar at like a good tier, and you go, I've never done 2,000 PV in my life. My question is, have you ever intentionally tried? Intentionally. Have you ever said, well, how would I hit 2,000 PV? Probably not, because if you've never hit it before, you're probably scared. But if you take it and you break it down, maybe it's less scary than you think. Every single time I share one of these calendars, all of my girls go, oh, that's a lot easier than I thought. It is. We're just so nervous to take the number and break it down. And so when you take the number and you break it down, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so much easier than I thought. Again, it's not easy, it's simple, but anyway, I digress. So if you want to then double your goal, you double the PVs. Instead of a Facebook party, your goal being 100 PV, which is $200, maybe you're a rock star party girl and you do $800 in sales. That's 400 PV. You can knock out 400 PV in a party. That's amazing. You can earn SeneStar so fast. Like, just start knocking out parties. Another thing that I do, I'm just giving you strategies right now, strategies for sales that I personally use. These are how I personally do things. What was I going to say? Why did I lose my train of thought? Okay, I was talking about taking the PVs. Oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. I was about to tell you something good too. So anyway, so I take the numbers and I will like double them if I need a higher PV. I'm really sad that I lost my train of thought there. Okay, so let's see, double the PV goals. Okay, so if you need higher goals, you can make the PVs higher, okay? You can, and then I look at them and I literally will break them down per event. So like, with a wish list Wednesday, if I want to make 100 PV, it's like, how am I going to make that 100 PV? how am I going to sell 5 eye illuminators? When I have that specific goal, it starts to churn in my brain the actions that I need to take to get there, okay? And so all of this, I know my brain is a little silly, but I love numbers, and I know not everybody does. And so that's okay. This is just one style of how to do things. But for me, this keeps me focused because I know what events I'm doing when, and I know what my goals are tied into each one of those events, okay? So a couple of these examples, just so you know, I'm just gonna tell you what they mean. So like a $40 Friday, if you like sales ideas. Do you guys like when I think you like ideas, it's fine. A $40 Friday is when I do, I will literally only have however many my goal is. So if my goal is like 5 of those or 10 of those, I will make $40 bundles, okay? So it might be 2 glosses, and then I'll do, hold on. How many of y'all have a million of these? You guys have a million of these? Because I have a million of these, okay? So I save these on purpose because I use them. I use them a lot. And you can use them intentionally if you only have like one of each color like I do. So I will not do a bunch of the same color. I do a bunch of different colors on purpose because I'll be like, bundle number 1, you get this glorious bag and a primrose gloss and a hazel matte gloss. I pick those bundles when I do $40 Friday. So it's like bundle number 1 gets this bag and those 2 glosses. Bundle number 2 might get this bag and then might get like an eyeliner and a ginger snap gloss. And you might be like, I have to make my own bundles? And it's like, you don't have to, but I enjoy it. And here's another thing is if you have stock like I do, so many people tell me I have so much stock and I don't know how to sell it. I'm like, do you show the people your stock? And they're like, well, yeah, I did 15% off. No. You don't show your entire stock. I run a stock-based business because I rotate the stock constantly because I will do $40 Friday with like just like 16 pieces of my stock. That's it. That's all they get to see. Only those 16, okay? And then I'll do grab bags where like these will have mystery products in them. They don't even know what's in them. They don't know. And so I will put products in these and I'll be like, well, you'll get this bag and you'll get 1 Lip Sense color, but you don't know what the color is. $25 shipped. Who wants it? And they're like, I want it because I want this bag. And so they don't even care if it's like a blue-red Lip Sense. They just want the bag. So I do lots of stuff with these bags. I use these a lot. So that's $40 Friday. Wishlist Wednesday, I got this from my friend Kaylee, and she posts something like, tell me what's on your wish list, and I'll send you a secret or a custom promo or whatever. So you have them drop their wish list. They don't even know what the promo is, and then you message them and you go, girl, I love that this is on your wish list. I love this color. So here's your custom deal. Okay, this is the Jess Brownlee deal only. I'm gonna get you, let's see what Jess like. I'm gonna get you a She's Apples. Jess is one of the only people that actually likes She's Apples, I think. Hopefully I'm not getting that wrong. I'm gonna get you a She's Apples and a pink matte gloss, and that's normally $45. I'm also gonna throw in this cute little bag. I know you've been wanting to try climate control, so I'm gonna throw in a climate control sample. And I'm gonna throw in, I don't know, a makeup brush or something. And I'm like, instead of $45 plus all these extra goodies, it's gonna be like $40 shipped, okay? So I make them these custom bundles on Wishlist Wednesday, okay? I should have worn She's Apples, it's my favorite color. So Wishlist Wednesday is when you literally like, they drop their wish list and you send them a custom idea. And then messenger sales, I think most people do those. Yeah, okay, so let me go back to my notes really quick. Something else I was gonna tell you, just for basic tips of things that I do every single day. I have been on my soapbox about this recently, but if you are wanting to increase your sales, you better, and I say this with love, you better be using your products every single day publicly. If you want your customers to wear the products every single day, you need to wear the products every single day publicly. And I don't care. I love you where you're at, but I don't care if you're like, I only have, girl. When I started, all I had was blue red. That's all that was in stock. Literally. All that was in stock when I started was blue red for a month. I started the month that was the blue red month. You know what I did? I wore blue red because it's the only thing I could sell. So I wore it every single day. But it's only one color. I don't care. You can put it on one day and show them how to apply it. You can show them how to remove it. You can show them the difference between the layers if you want. You can show them the difference between glossy gloss and matte gloss. Like if you only have one color, you can make it work. You can do a wow video. I used to do videos like eating corn on the cob. That was one of my most watched videos. I ate corn on the cob with blue red lip scents on. Okay? You can make it work if you want it to work. Like I said, my 9-year-old can do it. Please I want you to hear me saying this to you whenever you get nervous about something. My 9-year-old could do it because it's just doing the motions. All you have to do is the motions, okay? So my 9-year-old could not that he would put on lip scents, but like he could put on lip scents and he could eat corn on the cob. It's all simple. We just have to do it, okay? So he would wear the same color. He'd wear the same shirt for 30 days in a row. He doesn't care. He's 9. You know, we get in our heads and we think that we're not enough. You're enough. You're enough. And whatever you have to work with is enough. I promise you. Okay, so anyway, you have to wear your products every single day. I'm a huge believer in this. I post a selfie, even if it has nothing to do with the sale that I have going on, I will post a selfie every single day and tell my customers what I'm wearing. All it's doing is planting more seeds. All it's doing is giving them more ideas. Another thing I was going to say earlier, and again, this has nothing to do with SeneStar. These are just my personal tips because you have to be able to build sales and build a team in order to earn a trip, okay? So these are just things that are working for me right now. I am also a huge believer in your personal page, okay? I do have entire trainings on this, but your personal page is who you are outside of your business. So for a very long time, I was guilty of posting in my customer group all of my lifestyle stuff. So about my kids, about my family, about trips we went on. I posted all of that, just like many of you probably do, but I posted it in my customer group. And what I've realized over time is that anything that I do in my customer group still looks like it's for my business, even if it is lifestyle stuff. So I still want you to post it in your customer group, okay? I'm not telling you not to, but I'm saying when I started becoming more active on my personal page, my business quite literally skyrocketed because you are a different person. It's like seeing the teacher outside of school. Instead of only seeing you in your group, suddenly they see you on your personal page. I friend request every single one of my customers, all of them. And so they're friends with me. They get to see my life outside of my business. I get to comment on their posts and get to know them. And it's this whole extra level of relationship that is unlocked when they get to know you as a person. And so we talk a lot about building up that like, know, trust. My personal page is how I've built everything as far as my relationships and my team. Everybody asks me, how do you recruit so many people? It's my personal page. It's not my customer group. It's my personal page, I would guarantee you, because my personal page is where I'm posting about my journey, about my story, about my life, about the little things like, you know, when I'm able to buy shoes or go get my hair done. All of that stuff is so different from who I was 5 years ago. And so I get to bring them on this journey on my personal page, and it feels more authentic than when I post it in my customer group. And so I keep my personal page very, very clean and clear so that when you go to my personal page, all you see is either motivation or like right now you're gonna see like me asking them what color I should dye my hair. I post stuff about my kids. Yesterday I told you I posted about my son kissed a girl in kindergarten. So it's like they're really getting to know me, like the genuine me who I am outside of the business me. And it's very important when it comes to building your team. Because when it comes to building your team, they're going to ask themselves a couple of questions. They're going to say, can I do what she does? Okay? If you are taking notes, this is something you should write down. They're going to ask you, can I do what she does? Can they? So when they look at your customer group, can they do what you do? Can they go live a couple of times a week? Can they make the posts that you make? Can they do the parties that you do? Can they do what you do? They're going to say, can I do that? But then they're going to ask themselves a second question, and they're going to say, do I want to? Can I do that? Yes, probably. But do I want to? And so if they if you are building a business by sharing a bunch of graphics or spamming your friends or looking miserable, some people just like look miserable. They're not going to want to do what you do. Yes, they can. You can tell them all day, you can do it. And in their minds, they're like, yeah, I mean, I know that I can, but I don't really want to. They're not going to tell you that. They're just going to ghost you. But you have to look fun. You have to look like you enjoy what you're doing. You have to make it look like, oh my gosh, everybody else is joining. Don't you want to join too? Like, you have to make it look like something people want to do, okay? So all of this that I have when I go live, like, I am not generally this like crazy excited person. I do it intentionally because I know it brings the people to me who are also gonna be super excited about the business, or who maybe, guys, I had a pop-up, maybe need a little extra joy in their life. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. So look at your personal page. I'm going to give you homework for your personal page. I'm going to give you a couple pieces of homework. Piece of homework number 1 is, if you haven't looked at the SeneStar Trip, to go into your back office, find the breakdown of the SeneStar Trip, and just look at it. That's like literally step number 1. I just want you to look at it. Even if you don't understand it, I want you to just find out where it is in the back office and at least find the numbers, okay? And then 2, these are not related. These are just all things that I do because these are all my personal tips, okay? 2, I want you to do what I call a 5-second scroll on your personal page. I want you, as soon as this video is over, to go to your personal page, scroll for 5 seconds, and see what someone would see if you sent them a friend request right now. If you went to Target right now, saw some of you were at Target, and someone said, oh my gosh, I love your lip color. And you're like, oh my gosh, I would love to tell you all about it. I have a beauty group. I'm going to send you a friend request on Facebook. And then you send them a friend request and they scroll for 5 seconds. Are they going to accept it or not? Are they going to see that all you do is spam your personal page? Are they going to see that all you do is share, 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 share? Are they going to see that you are just like super negative all the time? Are they going to see that you're super controversial all the time? Are they going to even accept your friend request? So are you empowering, inspiring, engaging, educating, entertaining? Are you doing those things? Are you just sharing your life? I just share my kids, you guys. So judge whether people are going to accept or not, and then make changes based on that 5-second scroll. And then always be aware of the 5-second scroll, because you never know when you're going to add a new friend who could change your life, okay? And then something I like to do, so this is just a totally random tip, I'll go through the comments because this is already an hour-long video. It can't get much worse, right? Something that I do every single day is I set up my phone in front of me. This is not any sort of cute video. I literally set my phone behind my sink and I record myself doing my skincare every single day. Every single day, okay? It's like a race, okay? I can do my skincare in like under 2 minutes. And then I take that video and I speed it up. I don't have time to tell you about how to speed it up right now. Any video editing app can do it. I am terrible at graphics and videos. I am literally the worst, but I can take a video, put it in an app, and do like 3x speed, okay? You just slide the little bar to 3x and you're good. So I take that video, I speed it up to 3x, and then I put it in my stories. And I do this every single day. My customers know that I do my skincare every single day, and you can do that. Some days I do go live, so I don't do it every day, but I am recording myself doing my skincare somehow, some way, every single day, okay? And then I think that's it. Those are my 3 assignments for you. You just got a comment from a new person that you added. She looked at your page and she liked what she saw. Perfect. So now you need to click on her profile, go to her profile, and as long as she's posted something in the last 4 days, I want you to comment on it. Is your personal page public? Yes, mine is. I do go through phases. You can do, this is like a little, just a security tip with Facebook. You can go into your settings and like it'll say change all past posts, and so you can change all past posts to friends. And then so because I post everything publicly, sometimes it gets to where I have like 3 months of public posts, and I feel like that's just kind of a lot. So I will go and I'll turn that on and then I'll turn it off again so that everything's wiped clean from my public, but my friends can still see everything. But everything's wiped clean from my public, and then I start over again. Okay, does that make sense? So I don't like for everything to be public forever, but I toggle back and forth every couple of months to wipe it clean and start over. And let me scroll back up. I thought I saw some questions. I can also go back and answer them after. You'd love to know more about messenger sales. I'm not going to train you on messenger sales. That is not my jam. But I mean, they are great. They're phenomenal, but I'm sure that there are better trainings out there for you. And yes, breaking it down into bite-sized success, you guys. I'm telling you, you have to just take it and break it down into bite-sized success. Okay, so I hope that you got anything out of this that was at all helpful for the trip. I don't know if any of this was helpful for the trip, if we're being honest. I feel like it was, maybe. The biggest thing about the trips is that you have to just believe that you can hit them, and then you just run. You just run. You just got to do it. It's 12 months. 12 months is a long time to run. You'll be tired by the end, but I'm telling you that it's worth it. Someone who's done this multiple times over and over and over, by the end, I am exhausted, and I will tell you I have earned that trip. I have never questioned in my mind once if I've earned where I am. That's actually another good takeaway. I know exactly how I got here. I know every step I've taken to get here because every single moment has been intentional. Every single step has been scary. Every single thing that I've done has been outside of my comfort zone. But I know how I got here. And because I know how I got here, I can teach everybody else how to get here too. Does that make sense? So there's something to be loved about the journey. There's something to be loved about having those tough moments and having to have it be hard and not easy. If it comes too easy, you're not going to know how you got it. And if you don't know how you got it, you can't teach other people. So love where you're at. Like, seriously, revel in the journey. I know that sounds silly, but I need you to own it because there's a reason. Because someday you'll come out the other side and you'll be able to tell someone else how you got there. Okay? So I love you guys very much. I hope this is helpful. I will go through the comments and see if you guys have any questions. Sorry, I'm like crying again. And I cannot wait to see more of you on the trips. Bye, guys.